X Spaces recap with Frank Spicer. That's me, CEO and co-founder of Metafied, and with me, co-founder and chief business development officer Matt Cross.
Good to see
Today
everyone.
we, yeah, today great space. We did a run through of the things we like about predictions markets and how we're a little bit different in some of those regards and what we want to see for the future of not just Web3, but the future of finance. So overall, great space. Also coming on the back of a bunch of successful testing with the initial community coming into the search platform. We have a long wait list of people geared up, ready to get in, and our plan is to just bring them in and start changing the world one little bit at a time here. So I've never been more excited about any company I've ever been a part of, let alone been this close to. And I think you know this is what it's all about. This is what all the work has been for, and what's all paid off. So, how you doing today, Matt?
Man, I'm doing better than ever. The launch is just right around the corner. I'm eager. I'm excited. I'm not sleeping. I'm thinking about Metafied all the time. But all those are great things because I trust the team that's been able to build this. And we also trust the community who's been giving us great responses. And we've been integrating those responses into the product. And now here we are today, about to succeed.
Yeah, that's right. We're taking the community feedback all the way through. Like that's not going to change. Everything that we've been doing that's been working. Trying to listen, trying to make sure we understand where people are coming from and how that fits into improving what we're doing, and then applying that to just get better and better at making it fun and engaging for the users. I think that's been a winning formula, and that's not something we're likely to change. We talked about today about how existing predictions markets are mostly just binary, right? Up and down, trying to take an event and will it happen, won't it happen, or yes, no type deals, and then people sort of placing odds on those. Our take on things is that people are really good at having intuition on how events are going to unfold, and then giving them sort of near term windows to help figure it out, and then applying a spatial component to it, right? So we have AI models that are mapping out the likelihood of something hitting a certain price or a certain range in a given area that's spot on or range rivals for us. Um, and then where we come in is we map out these fun spatial games where people can kind of pick the eventual price of an asset or the boundary of volatility for an asset in any given window. And I think given what the existing testing has shown, and now we're 4 or 5 months into it, and where the existing markets are, the current regulations, and the appetite for innovation in the Web3 space, and just in general, overall, something new has to sort of come to fruition. I think we're right there, and we've never been in a better spot than where we are right now.
I can't agree more. I think we have predicted this from the start of our journey. We knew 6 months ago that tokens were going to be at an all-time high coming into September and October. We knew that over the summer interest would probably die down a little bit, and there wouldn't be as many companies who are building because they weren't able to survive some of the down markets. And what we knew is that we had the runway and the team and the ideas to go build this where we could come out when attention starts to come back around, catch everybody, and then be able to launch into a great market. And again, like you said, this window of regulation is allowing us to go out there and truly innovate right now. Founders are no longer fearful of this space, and people are willing to test out new ideas. And we're bringing the evolution of prediction markets into this current industry.
Yeah, it's one of those things where this is what the Web3 space was supposed to be. Back when all the builders were starting to get into it, before it was polluted with grifters and people trying to just pump and dump stupid ideas. We've kind of washed those people out, and that feels pretty good to get rid of those, you know, the lesser desirables amongst us. And now I think sort of where we are now is you're starting to see people with the ideas that put the care in and put the work in, getting us a chance to show what they've built. And we like our chances in that space. I think we were hitting this at the exact right time. with the exact right people behind us, and with the full support of the people that we've built along the way in support, both the community, our partners, investors, and stuff like that, right? So that finally feels like we're able to start to see the potential of what this technology should have been, uh, had we not sort of, yeah. Anytime there's some sort of, growth, you tend to get people just hanging on for the sake of just trying to figure out opportunistically what they can take from it. But now you're starting to see the real builders in the space, start to shine. So um, we're glad to be in that mix, and the markets aren't doing too bad either, right? Like they're holding their own right now. You get Bitcoin jumping up and down around 112, ETH is at 4,500. All of those things would have seemed crazy a year ago, right? Like, so if you just go back a year ago, that if somebody told you that that's what the market would be like now, people would be losing their minds. And now it's become almost normalized, which lets you know, now is probably the time to start to get out there in the world and start to sort of make your way, right?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more on that. And I always laugh when you say, yeah, people would be thinking you're crazy about a year ago. And we definitely saw that. We were bringing new ideas into the market, and sometimes it's difficult for people to grasp that. A lot of the time, they like to use comparison. Is this like that? Is that like this? Oh, they also make assumptions. Oh, this must be like that. And we told people, no, that's not the case. This is a true evolution. It's, moving away from binary options into these dynamic leverage payouts for the alpha you contribute in these games. And it's a great way to gather signal from the market. The UI UX is great. We're utilizing gamification, and we're bridging in existing finance.
Yeah, a new way to do things, right? It's all we've always been about, a new way to do things, and like we said, we if you go back every 6 months, everything we were saying 6 months ago sounded crazy to people who didn't think it was possible, and we're actually doing it now. Last July, when we told everybody that we thought Bitcoin was going to reach 100,000 before the end of the year, I had people call me and say, "Why are you doing that on TV? Like, what are you doing? That's insane." And you know, it just goes to show you that if you put the hard work in and you think about what's going on, you can probably change things, right? And so the the lesson isn't just to, first of all, the message is to come with us. We need more good people along the journey with us. But then the other message is, if you're out there, you have an idea and you've thought it through and you're sure of it, you should go do it, because somebody else is going to come along and do it worse than you if you don't. So uh, don't let life just happen to you, right? Like we see the financial system wasn't serving people, and it sounded like a really big endeavor to try to do something about it, but here we are and we're doing it. So come join us if you're out there. Join us on surge.metafy.io and get involved.
Thank you, guys.
Yep, that's
Appreciate all
really
your
it.
listeners and all
Take
the
it easy,
support.
everybody. See you
Bye
till
bye.
next time.